Hello. I'm doing a voiceover right now, so I already drew this, I've already seen what happens at the end of this video. You can too if you skip to the end, but I don't advise it because then you wouldn't see the middle anyway. So I drew this when I was 15, and I really liked it. I was really proud of it. I'm still very proud of it, honestly, because there's some things that I drew this year that aren't as good as this drawing, which is so interesting to say. But I feel like sometimes looking back at old drawings, there were like little there were points where I was better at drawing than I am now. Like at least with certain things. Like I look back and I'm like, I knew how to draw that? That's crazy. Anyways, so I I I think I'm better now. I I took like a break from art for like a year, maybe more, sort of. Like I'd doodle and stuff, but I wouldn't like practice or anything. But then, you know, last year I started doing like animations on Instagram and I started drawing more because I was like, oh, I want to animate, you guys, but like also I would like to be able to actually draw as well because that just seems like something I want to do. And so that's how this became. And you know, I my like some of my greatest art mentors happen to be, uh like Mayu and from Fun to Draw and Drawing with Waffles and Lavender Town and so I've always wanted to do like just speed paints on my channel and like talk do voiceovers over them, but I have never been number one confident in my ability. Number two, I've had a terrible setup for the longest time, but I finally fixed that. As you can see, I'm doing a great aerial view. It's a little shaky, but in the coming years maybe I'll fix that as well. Um and also I'm what it was the first thing I said? Maybe I should start over. I'm much better at drawing now. My setup is better, and I actually I don't know what to say, but I'm much better at rambling in a coherent way now, so it works out. Anyway, so I started with a pink colored pencil, but it's mechanical because I'm so into pencils. I've been collecting them since I was like in elementary school. When my brother gave me my first mechanical pencil, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I never use wooden pencils again. And then I did use wooden pencils after that, but I didn't like them very much. But yeah, I started collecting them, and now I've got so many I don't know what to do with. Anyways, so yeah, I started with a pink one. And then I think I went into a red, which was so much easier to see than I thought it would be. But, yeah, that's shaky. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so I finally I sort of got the hang of perspective down in the way of like, ugh, that sword is so hideous. I'm so sorry. The sword turned out really bad. Anyways, I sort of got perspective down to the point like where when something is supposed to be going into the background, like her hand is going into the background because she's about to throw the knife or like just like, stab or something. Right? Because that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I got the hang of perspective to the point where I can kind of make things smaller without making them look minuscule like I did with her arms in the first one, which is kind of funny because I think the one that's like not in the background of the first one is almost the same size as the other one, which is wild because it's just wild is what I'm trying to say here. Here. trying to find something. Oh, I found it. My lips are chapped. Gotta give me some coconut oil. Yeah. But, I'll give myself a minute to finish with the pink. Looks like I'm almost done with the outline, so, should be done with the pink soon. And then we can start talking when you can actually see the drawing, about it. Anyways, but the original, there were a couple things that I left off because I completely forgot about them, i.e. the bow is number 1, and then the necklace, which is number 2. And then I didn't really remember about it, but I also just didn't want it there. I don't think, I didn't really care for it, is the little patch of cutout fabric in the back. It's a cute design for a dress, sure, but I feel like it's a weird thing. It's, a really weird thing to draw. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't. I feel like I did fine, but I don't want to draw it again. Anyways, I like the way I did the hair. When I did this the first time, I remember being so proud of the hair, even though it literally looks like octopus legs, like multiple octopi, because, octopus only has 8 legs, that's why it's named that. I remember thinking at this point that, why I was erasing was because I wanted her to look a little crazed, and the reason the first one looks kind of crazed, even though it's a very calm, serene expression on her face, is because her eyes are floating, and they're terrifying. So I had to fix that, and that's why I was erasing and redrawing with the red. Anyways, you can see the expression now. I'm so excited. This is so cool. I'm sorry. This is just such a fangirl moment because I feel like, first of all, I don't even feel like it's me. I feel like this is, I'm watching Drawing with Waffles draw, or Fun to Draw, or or Lavender Town, because it's, oh my gosh, I grew up watching them. I think Lavender Town was later. I think I discovered Lavender Town in high school. So, I mean, technically, yeah, still grew up watching her, sort of, because, I wasn't fully grown up. But, definitely was watching Drawing with Waffles since, middle school. And Fun to Draw, early middle school, if not elementary school. So, yeah. Yeah! This is the coolest thing ever, I think. Anyways, but first of all, already I can say I really like the shape of the second one much better. Of the face I should be more specific. The sword is much worse. Well, the sword is bad in both. I'll say that. In the redraw, it looks like some kind of hair that's, I don't know. I really don't. The arm is stiff. The what do they call that? The stagnant arm? No, not stagnant. It's the arm that's not doing anything. I feel like you know what I'm talking about, but there's a specific word that they use. It's I don't know. The idle arm? I think that's what they call it. Something like that. So that one is oh no. It literally is just, what is it? I don't understand, right? I think I tried to make it smaller. Yeah, I moved it up. I did I used my powers of digital art in my traditional art, and now you're scared of me because I'm so good. I'm so good. Yeah, the arm never looked the same. The hand never looked the same after. It's so sad. Because it looked a lot better before, but it was just too long. And I was like, no, we gotta fix this. Right? Anyways, so I wasn't gonna line the white side of the hair because that was gonna ruin it. The pink kind of ruined it anyways because it was still too, not dark, but it wasn't gonna blend in very well with the white. But good thing I could erase because it's erasable and stuff. And that's why you use erasable colored pencil thing, right? Because that's genius and stuff. And I'm also, I just like erasable things that are not supposed to be erasable. That's a cool, I mean, maybe it's like, I don't know. Obsession much. Every time I say something like that, I think of Totally Spies. Ugh. The door just closed. And I didn't really know what to do with the dress. I was gonna make it all floppy, but then I was like, what the heck? If she's going forward, why would her dress be going out in all directions? That doesn't make sense. Ooh, I'm getting to the coloring portion. This, it looks really stupid at first, I promise. But it gets better. It gets better once I start to line it. The green for the eyes, because her eyes are green. Yes. And then the eyes white. Eyes blue like the Atlantic. And I'm going down like the Titanic. It's a dog outside. Sorry. Yes, so funnily enough, I could kind of erase I don't know if it was just the white that I could erase of these colored pencils. I think they're they're Arteza. Right? Oh, I did that little Colgate swibbleum in there, in the hair, just so it's like variety, because I don't know what I was saying there, but, because I was like, I feel like it's unrealistic for all the hair to just be on one side, like all the hair from the one side to stay there all the time. Like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't exactly look like that, but, it maybe be a variety. So, I haven't drawn, like, traditional hair. First of all, I haven't drawn hair that is realistic in a minute, and I think I did pretty well on this. It's a shame that you can't see it very well, but I just got better lighting, so hopefully it will be fixed. And I'm gonna do what's it called? What is it called? Sketchbook tour. I've wanted to do a sketchbook tour for a really long time. I think I mentioned this in, what video was it? Oh, yeah. I just recorded the video where what's it called? Sorry that I'm trying to recall things every 5 seconds like an 80-year-old person, but I can't remember things right now. I was just decorating the cover of a sketchbook, which I've already started drawing in, by the way, because, I was at work today. And, yeah, I think that one's kind of, weird, but don't worry about it. If you haven't seen it, that's okay. It's all right. I won't urge you to go see it because it's really not that serious. Anyways, so the blending method was so interesting. In the first one, it was so gross, okay? Because it was really, okay? Look, ombre is okay. I like ombre, okay? I love it. Dark to light colors, yes. But in the first one, my first try with this drawing, the first draft, okay, the roots were lighter than the ends, and that always irks me so bad, and I don't know why I drew it like that back then. Maybe I thought it was pretty back then, but I think it's the ugliest hair. Like, listen, you could have shaved your head and left one little rat tail in the middle of your head at the top, and it would be less ugly than lighter roots. Like, ew. Especially when you blend them out and try to make it like, I mean, like, if it's just like your hair is growing out, that's something else. Okay? Sometimes it's not that bad. It is bad, but it's like sometimes it's not that bad. But when you do it in ombre, like when you blend it off, when you don't even have a demarcation line, so we know that your hair is just growing out from a hair dye. No, definitely not. It's not for me. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I was deciding. I was like, I want to make this a brown skin girl because I like to draw people of color, and who knows? She could have been, I don't know, Hispanic or Asian or whatever, but I was just like, well, she can still be both of those things because a lot of people around the world are, they're dark. So I was just doing what I do. And so now, sorry that I lost my train of thought there. My sister just went live, and I'm realizing now that I'm supposed to have gone live. But I got like 15 minutes left, so I'll just finish that and then go live. Anyways, I'll be on, no, no, because I'll be posting this tomorrow. But I will be, no, that's not gonna happen. No. Anyways. So, yeah, I think I was just talking about how anybody around the world can be dark. Yes. There's a lot, contrary to believe, there's a lot of dark and brown Asian and Hispanic people, right? And literally I was talking to somebody about that today. But also, like, my mom is Indian, and India is in Asia, right? And Indian people are brown. Case closed. Anyways, so, she can still be whatever, but I just was like, I want some brown in the skin, please. And so I put it in there. Anyways, also, I didn't keep the dress the same color either. I just, I kind of mixed it up a little bit. You'll see in a second. I started out with just purple and like blue and stuff. But then I branched out. Yeah. It wasn't sitting right with me that it was only purple. I think, look, I had a teacher in high school, an art teacher, and I took art in high school. So she told me that when you use acrylics, or, I think she was just talking about acrylics, but I use it in everything. She said that it just doesn't, it looks a lot better when you don't have just one color in a stroke, right? So if you're trying to make something red, put a little yellow in it, or put a little purple in it to like, sorry, choking on myself. Okay. To like, make it pop, or like, just give it a little depth, right? So I was like, first of all, at that point, when she told me that, I was like, no, why would I do that? But now I understand, because it's a good idea. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do patches of different colors in here, and you'll see it in a second. Cause I went kind of crazy with it. But it looks cool to me, I think. Just waiting for myself to get there. Come on now. Come on. Please. Okay. That's still purple. I think at this point I was still trying to make it just purple, but then I was like, yeah, this doesn't look right. And then I was like, what can I do? What can I do to make it better? Because this isn't good. And then, yeah. Me just sitting there? Yeah, that's me contemplating. That's me being like, why does it look so ugly? Why? It's so bad. And then, still trying to make it work, but contemplating again. I think that's really funny, actually. Anyways, Do I sound like the dog from uh that horse riding show? What's it called? Horse um Horseland? Horseland with Alma and who? I don't know any of the other names. I only know Alma because when I was watching it, I used to watch it with my siblings because it was a kids show, right? And we were kids. Anyways, so I loved Alma because first of all, her name was so unique to me. I had never heard it before, and I thought it was so pretty, and she was my favorite because she was so cool and like I think she was level-headed. I really haven't watched it in a very long time, but she was like the most intelligent person in the show, I think, and she also like she just I mean, I think she was epic and I don't know. I don't remember which horse I liked the most, but she was the best person in the show and I thought her name was really pretty and I've mentioned that multiple times cuz I'm talking in circles and I don't know what else to say. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. But the dog from Horseland used to talk like Vegemite. No, I think it was an old British dog. He'd be like, Alma. No, he wouldn't say their names because the dog couldn't talk, but they just had to have like a narrative with the animals on their own. So the animals would talk to each other. Same thing with the horses. The horses would talk to each other and the other animals, right? So there were I think there were multiple dogs, but it was the main dog was like an older dog. And then I think there was a pig and something else. I don't fully remember, but you get the point. Anyways, so the one dog would be like, "Oh, how blah, blah, blah," like a little bit of rasp, but it was so soothing. Like I was like, "Oh my God." But that's what I reminded myself of just now, but I can't really do it, so never mind. I can, however, do the voice from Open Season. You know that cat who's like, I haven't seen you in ages. Yeah, I can do that. I used to be able to do it much better, but you know, it is how it is. I really don't know why. I think I was obsessing over the details at this point. Or maybe I was just shading. That's actually what it looks like. I was wondering why I was sitting in the same like working on the same spot for so long. But it's ooh, am I lining? I think I'm lining. I might be lining. Or no, I think I started with the eyes when I lined. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I guess I didn't. Because this looks like lining to me. Okay, so this is where the magic happens because it starts looking so much better once I start lining. Because it looks really weird without lining. See, like already the face looks so much better. But that hair piece that one, it goes way too far back. Like, it's just so far back there. And I think that was the main mistake I made with this drawing is like, why does it go so far back in her head? Like, where's it coming from? Where is it coming from? Because it's just so far back. It's so far back. ¿Y para qué? ¿Y por qué? Why did I stop? What was I thinking about? Ooh, see? I could erase it and draw it back. I guess I didn't get to the color yet. Why did I think I did the color before I lined it? Maybe I lined it and I was like, ew, this is ugly. And then I was like, yeah, this needs to get lined or else I'm gonna cry because it's very bad right now. And that is how it went down. Because I could see that. I could totally see that. Okay, I think I lied in my last video. I think my thing is actually gonna be just ranting and sounding crazy. Because I showed my siblings that last clip about the gallows, and they said I sounded crazy. They said it was funny, which is like a plus, but you know, sounding crazy isn't my main goal. My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. Yeah. Yeah, that looks hands down so much better than the non-lined. Like, no wonder when I take the line art off of my digital pieces, it looks so cursed. Because like, even with all the gaps filled, it still looked really creepy. And the digital art ones, you can't really see under the lining when you're coloring, so it's not gonna, some of the gaps are gonna be there when you take the line art off, and it's gonna look worse. It's crazy to think about. Yeah, I was trying to put some blue in the white so that it kind of added some depth, made it look real pearly shiny, and well, not shiny, like the necklace on the wealthy woman's neck. Scrub the deck and make it look shiny. Bow, bow, bow. Down, 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 down. It's not now, my way. It was time to kick your hiney. Yeah, shiny. I don't even, like, when did I get to the what am I looking for? What word? The dress. The colours. Maybe when I finish lining it all. That's so crazy to think about, because I thought it was so much earlier. That's so interesting. So interesting. Okay, so something I noticed, especially when I started doing a British accent, is that, like, when British people with the accent that I was just doing, right? Or, like, people who speak with that kind of accent, right? Which I think is just British people, right? Because Australian is different, and Scottish is different, and then there's also Scottish, Irish, yeah. Anyways, so when I started doing a British accent, I realized that, I just went from Irish to Indian. Anyways, so I noticed that when they say interesting, it sounds like an inch resting. So like an inchworm, just like resting somewhere. And I thought it was a really random thought. Oh my gosh, I'm doing the dress. Yeah, it was a really random thought, but, I had to share. I just had to share. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I feel like that's such an unoriginal thought that I must have, number one, probably said it multiple times, and number two, it must be a shite post somewhere, just like a post on Tumblr or something. One that's written, like a text post. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yep. So this is what I was talking about. Just like the random colours everywhere, right? Where everywhere. Sorry, having a drink of water. Yeah. Trying to be hydrated. That little gap under the arm is really, really upsetting me right now. I went in with like an orange red type deal. I think I thought it was red, but it turned out to be orange-ish. And it so happened that that was a great thing because it turned out kind of nice. So, I'm not loving yellow, 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 wow, 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 yeah, yellow. Down, down. Time to be. Like, honestly, I think the dress makes her look a little crazier because it's like, what is your dress covered in? What color is your dress? Actually, you're scaring me type deal. Or she's just a painter and that's why the sword looks crazy. It's a dual tip paintbrush. Heck yeah. New storyline unlocked. Heck yeah. All right. I can breathe easy now, knowing that I have concluded the storyline that goes with yeah. Wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. Ooh, I did some shading. I'm not great at doing like under the boobs area. I'm not great at it. I'm just not. But I feel like I showed much restraint and didn't inch the shading, the shading up all the way up to the top, which is great. It's good. Yeah, because I would have done that if left to my own devices, which I was, but also I still didn't do it, which is really nice. I like that a lot. I think this was a blue or a black or something. I don't remember. Don't quite remember. Don't remember. But yeah, honestly, when I was drawing it, when I was coloring it, when I was like coloring and shading, I was like, this isn't that much better than the original. But then when I saw them side by side, I was like, what the heck? What? It's so much improvement because the first one, the proportions were off. The like, why is she looking at, oh wait, actually, that's plausible. She could be just, her sword could just be swinging around when she moves her arm. Yeah, so she could be looking at you. You could be the target. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I think she looks a little crazier when she's like looking down like that. She's probably, I don't know, contemplating like, what's after this? Maybe she's like, what's for dinner? Maybe she's like, I dropped my coin back there and I can't go back, otherwise I'll look like I'm not committed to whatever this is, whatever her job is, the painting or the other thing, murder, Yeah, I need to learn how to draw metal because this is like, you can see I was the like hand gesture. Yeah, that was me going like, what is this sword? What is it? So yeah. 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 It's your time to be. It's your time if you make it. Yes, you want to see the other side of every situation. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Yeah, I tried to make it look good. It didn't happen. It really didn't. I think if the shape was different, it would have been different, but it was not. So, but also without a frame, upsetting. Next time I'll pay more close attention to that. But the highlights, it's a highlight kind of night. Oh yeah. Boom. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah. Give it a little black outline. I don't remember going over it with black. Interesting. Also, something else that I forgot to mention. I was trying to recreate all the stuff that I said without the, before there was a voiceover, you know. I forgot to say that at one point I was like, I can't do smiles, so this is good practice. I hope it doesn't come out badly. And it didn't come out badly, poorly, whatever. I mean, it didn't come out the most amazing thing ever, but certainly it's pretty good, I'd say. Anyways, so yeah, I liked it. Boom, boom. Ooh, and I think now I'm just showing a bit of a side by side. Okay, I didn't realize I left that part in. Anyways, I'll do hopefully I can do like a little bit of a freeze frame at the end with them just side by side. That'll be interesting. Yeah, so the first one is Prismacolor, and the second one is Ortega. Wow. You will catch me later. Bye.